Drone footages expose emerging bunkers and movement of heavily armed suspected Kuki militants at hilltops between Bishnupur and Churachandpur districts. All Manipur Nupi Marup demands Manipur government immediate revocation of FIR filed against 3 members of National Federation of Indian Women. And European Parliament condemns Manipur violence, initiates urgent debate today during its ongoing plenary sessions in Strasbourg ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Paris visit. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Prime Time English Bulletin. I'm BABINA bringing the top stories and latest news at this hour. Drone footages expose emerging bunkers and movements of heavily armed suspected Kuki militants in the hill ranges between Bishnupur and Churachandpur districts. Firing in the area between armed miscreants and Manipur state forces continues even today. Locals claim that personnel of the Assam Rifles and other central paramilitary forces are yet to take action against the armed miscreants who are looming in the hill range behind Khujuman Tabi and Chairil Mangjil. It may be recalled that in the wee hours of July 1, suspected Kuki militants shot dead 3 Maitai village volunteers in the area. After that, even Chief Minister Nongthombam Birain inspected the site. Intermittent firing continues to be reported in the area till today. Though combined security teams continue dismantling illegal bunkers set up in various parts of both the hills and valley regions of the state, they are yet to venture into the hill range behind Khujuman Tabi and Chairil Mangjil, where many illegal bunkers have been spotted. Villagers in the area are gripped with fear as they live within firing range from those bunkers. Suspected Kuki militants tried to abduct 2 commando personnel of Imphal West District Police attached to Moray Police Station today. According to Impact News sources, the incident took place this morning in front of a pharmacy at Nepali Basti, Moray Ward number 6. Reportedly, the suspected Kuki militants tried to abduct the commando personnel at gunpoint while they were purchasing medicines from the pharmacy. The 2 commando personnel managed to flee from the scene and ran towards the commando complex. Sounds of 3 to 4 rounds of bullet firings were also heard at the site. Sources also said that Assam Rifles and BSF had earlier prevented Manipur commandos deployed in Moray from conducting combing operations in suspected areas. All Manipur Nupi Marup demands Manipur government to immediately revoke the FIR filed against the leaders of National Federation of Indian Women, stating that it is unreasonable and unjustified. The association instead demands the government to file FIR against the 10 Kuki MLAs who are demanding for separate administrations. Briefing media at Irawat Bhavan in Imphal today, All Manipur Nupi Marup Secretary L. Sumati Bala recounted that National Federation of Indian Women President Ani Raja and members Nisa Sindhu arrived in Manipur on 3-day visit to take stock of the conditions of women and children who have been affected by the prevailing violence. She asked the government why it gave permission to hold the May 3 Tribal Solidarity Peace Rally in Churachandpur despite knowing that armed individuals would be taking part in the rally even in the presence of district administration officials and SP. While All Manipur Nupi Marup President M. Sakhi warned that they would launch nationwide agitations under the banner of National Federation of Indian Women if the FIR was not withdrawn at the earliest.
Hojik Pawada, Prime Minister na lot laga laibagi marong karigino. Aikoi Manipur si India gi boundary gi manung sandabra si asengbo wafam puthokpiro. Manipur si Indian Union gi manung da sandragadi. Aikoi isana thengnazarage. Praja miyam na asigum laba awa ana taariba mayam se ko adnabagi damakta athuba matamda assembly phame hairaganda tara ama sathragasu lemoriba makoi yankhaina athuba matamda mapangan kanba sarkar ama CM sinbayai sindabayai. Lairiba CM se hena mapangan hapigera natragana atopa CM ama hena mapangan kanba hena powerful laiba adumlaba sarkar ama darkar oi. Center gi daya yengaga laiba yaraktre Manipur government laina magi praja miyambu asigumlaba pibamda misi mina mayam amana mayum makai laitaba mayam amana ningba thongdabagi khonjel mayam asuna Manipur se pungin laga lairaba asigumlaba matamda bawba Bharat sarkar na yengaroi haina yengdragadi aikoi Manipur government mayek sengbiro atuba matamda assembly kaubiro aduga assembly da hena mapangan kanba adugumlaba sarkar ama lainabo honabiro pangan kanba sarkar ama laitragadi ngasigi solution purakpa ngamoi.
Ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Paris visit as guest of honor at France's Bastille Day celebrations on July 14, Manipur's situation will be the subject of an urgent debate in the European Parliament during its ongoing plenary session in Strasbourg. The discussion on the motion is scheduled for today, that is July 12, with a vote set to take place on July 13. The Manipur matter has been scheduled for discussion for the latter half of the day under the debates on cases of breaches of human rights, democracy and the rule of law. This development follows the introductions of a resolution motion by 6 parliamentary groups in the EU Parliament. The groups encompass a wide range of political affiliations, including left, European Socialist, Greens, regionalist parties, conservatives and centre-right political and Christian groups. The motion strongly condemned the ongoing violence in Manipur and criticized the nationalist rhetoric employed by prominent members of the BJP party. The European Parliament called upon the Indian government and local authorities to permit unrestricted humanitarian aid to reach those affected by the situations. It also stressed the need for independent monitors to conduct investigations. Furthermore, the Parliament urged all parties involved to exercise restraint and call upon political leaders to refrain from making inflammatory statements. The aim is to build trust and for these leaders to play an impartial role in mediating tensions. Additionally, the European Parliament appealed to the central government to repeal the Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) in alignment with the recommendations of the Universal Periodic Review and the UN High Commissioner on Human Rights. The restoration of unimpeded internet access was also emphasized. In its plenary sitting on July 5, the European Parliament discussed a motion for a resolution on the Manipur crisis. Meanwhile, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra said, "We met efforts to reach out to EU parliamentarians. The matter is totally internal to India." FIR has been filed against M. Pramod Singh, Chief of Meetai Lipun at Kangpokpi Police Stations. The FIR was lodged based on complaints filed by President of KSO Sadar Hills, Kangpokpi District, Satminthang Kipgen, and General Secretary of KSO Sadar Hills, Thangtinlen Haukip on July 8. M. Pramod has been charged under punishment of criminal conspiracy, promoting an enmity between groups on grounds of religion, race, place of birth, residence, language, etc., act prejudicial to maintenance of harmony, intentional insult with intent to provoke breach of the peace, public mischief, punishment for criminal intimidations with common intentions. JDU Manipur State Unit says peace can be brought back to Manipur with dialogue and negotiations with both parties, and there is a need for holding an assembly session in order to bring an end to the present crisis. Speaking to media at the party office near Sri Sri Govindaji Temple today, Chief Spokesperson of JDU Manipur State Unit Dr. Nimaichan Luang said state government has ignored all suggestions made by political parties, CSOs and intellectuals. He slammed the government of not being serious enough to end the prevailing violence. He pointed out that the peace committee constituted by the government is not effective and that the government has totally collapsed in its governance. Dr. Nimaichan Luang stressed the need to convene an assembly session to discuss the matter and also to ensure systematic delivery of relief and rehabilitation package to victims.
Sigi irang loisan baiti seng na harabda dialogue tawdabni negotiation tawdabni wari sagadabni madugi initiative sarkar na lawdabni sarkar na direct tawbu ngamdragasu madugi negotiation tawnaba dialogue tawnaba lambi yakadabni mi singidabni handa kisirang hi thokra matungda home minister mi sar la magar peace committee ko bom semgre peace committee semgri thani hele adu kari mathong tawi hu peace committee leiri haibachu utte muthalle haibachu utte peace committee ba sembagi kari gumba initiative madu ground work kari da tawu utte ba aduna takpadi objiki palib sarkar se mas toina haimandna koi di haibo ikai rabani da yam toina haire ba koina palib sarkar se completely collapse tore haiba.
North American Manipur Tribal Association's NAMTA, in letter dated July 9, addressed to President of World Bank Ajay Banga, asked to pause the funding of Project P176733 Manipur Infotech Enabled Development Project and return to a review process immediately. The letter signed by President of NAMTA Canada Lin Gangte and Vice President Communications NAMTA Nyang Hangzo says since the violence which erupted on May 3, there has been a total separation both demographically and geographically between the Kuki, Jomis and Maitais in the state, and there is fear that the funds meant for the project may be diverted from its intended purpose and could potentially exclude one of the three major demographic groups from getting its benefit. NAMTA claims that over 50,000 Kuki Jomi individuals have been displaced and 124 lives have been lost, 6,137 houses have been burned and 355 churches have been torched by Maitai militants and state forces. The letter also refuted the categorizations of the project's environmental and social risks as moderate as deeply inaccurate, claiming that it ignores one of the most violent times in the entire history of Manipur. Irate locals burned down the effigies of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and Assam Rifles at Nauremthong Laisram Laikai today. The protest was organized by the Nauremthong Laisram Laikai Nuppi Singye Chaugat Thorang Loop. Speaking on the sidelines, a Maira Paibi woman demanded Chief Minister N. Birain to take concrete steps to save Manipur and to remove the Assam Rifles from the state. She also urged the government to remove illegal bunkers in the hills and demanded central government to abrogate the suspension of operation agreements with the Kuki militants.
सरकार ने यंगसन भी बंगमद्रबा ngakpi bangmद्रबा mama mapa khoi bu ngakpi na bagi damakta khun ngak pa sakhibani adubu asam rai phalge nongmai maruna man mawong da halaga ngasi akhoi mama bi akhoi da asi hakchang oina pibire masigi asiguma thong asi leptana chatharak maramna akhoi mama oi bising ngasi tomina le thoraroi akhoi gi khang mangam bagi pangal loi silaktana akhoi gi mathak ta asam rai phalasi lauthok triba hwa khongpham mahong dana akhoi lanjang kya changsin nagani yelhong ngai dagi hauna asam rai khanna khoi bu otra da lakhibani makhoi gi mayok ta akhoi gi ima iben kya na akhoi na khongjang jangsan na makhoi bu mayok ta khoi lepki bani ngasi jul han malai tana lepki gani asam rifle manipur dagi lauthok kada bani go back asam rifle go back.
Effigies of Assam Rifles, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah were also torched during an angry protest at Nauremthong Khulem Laikai today. Protesters demanded immediate removal of Assam Rifles from Manipur, to withdraw from the Sioux agreement with Kuki militants and to stop divide and rule policy. They also urged Centre to take prompt action against Assam Rifles for allegedly abetting Kuki militants. Mairapaibi members claim that there are evidences that Assam Rifles had gunned down Uripok Achom Laikai resident Saikom Subol and attacked other Maitai civilians.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯨꯕꯣꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯁꯤ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯄꯔꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯝꯕꯤꯕꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯥꯝ ꯔꯥꯏꯐꯜ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯄꯤꯈꯣ ꯑꯁꯥꯝ ꯔꯥꯏꯐꯜ ꯂꯧꯊꯣꯛꯇꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯗ ꯏꯃꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯊꯧꯈꯤꯕ ꯊꯧꯗꯣꯛ ꯏꯃꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯨꯡ ꯏꯟꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯤꯡꯖꯦꯜ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯉꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯂꯦꯞꯇꯅ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯏꯗ ꯂꯨꯗ ꯇꯣꯡꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯀꯥꯎꯕꯤꯒꯅꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯅꯁꯨ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯄꯥꯡꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯆꯤꯞ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯁꯇꯔꯅ ꯇꯨꯃꯤꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯕꯤꯒꯅꯨ ꯇꯨꯝꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯑꯁꯦ ꯃꯥꯡꯈꯤꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯃ ꯁꯤꯈꯤꯕꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯏꯆꯥ ꯏꯁꯨ ꯆꯥꯔꯣꯜ ꯁꯨꯔꯣꯜ ꯃꯥꯡꯈꯤꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯏꯄꯥ ꯏꯄꯨꯅ ꯆꯍꯤ 2,000ꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯨꯅ ꯊꯝꯂꯝꯕ ꯂꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯉꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯀꯥꯛ ꯄꯥꯏꯃꯤꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯥꯡꯍꯟꯕ ꯇꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯐ ꯐꯠꯇ ꯗꯥꯏꯇ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯕꯥꯛ ꯂꯩꯉꯥꯛ ꯄꯥꯏꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯡꯈꯩꯅ ꯄꯨꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ 10 ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯤ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯥꯝꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯧꯖꯔꯒꯦ 10 ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨꯃꯗꯤ ꯄꯟꯖꯔꯣꯏ ꯄꯟꯕꯨ ꯄꯟꯅꯤꯡꯗꯦ ꯆꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ 10ꯗꯤ
Locals of Thangwaiban Sinam Laikai stays protest meet today against yesterday's alleged assault on locals by Rapid Action Force personnel. Thangwaiban Sinam Laikai Mera Paibi advisor KH Bilasani slammed the RAF personnel for trying to have leisure time with drinks amid the prevailing violence at the Chairauching, which also has a sacred shrine of local deity. She condemned the personnel for acting with force upon the locals who tried to stop RAF personnel from holding picnic at the hilltop.
Mungarangi thoiba thodok-sina akhoigi singhong singyada leiriba mayamse akiba tujungbadi adum poktaba ngamde maramdi moina laibasi sumnagi picnic oina laibara moina akhoina hangada moi Imphalgi view yengne na tawbani hai view yengboi di boi atopada yengba yaina atopada mafamda dhama ama lei akhoigi Cherau singsidadi leikai gi ayaba yaudana de kanamta sangba su yade ado moina laibasi moigi kari karamba agenda ronba agenda amaki makhada singsida Sumaina laibano sana thakna bakhara poraga moigi khudong chaba yengba mafam laibara akhoi se singna da bangam deaba loina sigum se amwanda akhoi gi Thangwaiban sidadi Thangwaiban area sidadi thon beganu.
Locals of Phogakchau Ikai spotted a bomb fitted inside a GI pipe today around 7 a.m. The villagers spotted the pipe when they went to collect some vegetables. The bomb is suspected to have been planted by Kuki militants who are attacking Phogakchau Ikai on regular basis. Many such bombs are expected to have been planted in the area. Phogakchau Ikai police recovered the bomb and disposed it at a safer place. A 20-year-old man and a 17-year-old girl reportedly went missing since July 6. Philem Hemanjit, son of PH Ibungobi from Takiel Kolom Laikai in Imphal West District, and 17-year-old girl from Kaisampan Mutum Laikai near Rural Bank went missing since around 8:20 a.m. of July 6. A missing report has been registered at Imphal police stations. The last location of their mobile numbers were traced out at Lamdan near Winter Flower Tourist Spot under Loktak Prosaic police stations. Anyone who has any information about the missing persons may contact mobile number 943-602-6170 or intimate the nearest police stations. The United Naga Council UNC objects to the proposed Uniform Civil Code UCC in the country. UNC has written to Chairperson of Law Commission of India regarding this. The letter signed by UNC President N.G. Lorho and the Council General Secretary Varayo Satsang says UCC will hinder tribal customary practices in northeast India and that the tribal population in the northeast and other regions should be kept out of the ambit of the Uniform Civil Code. The UNC says one size does not fit for all in this pluralistic society. Press note from the Naga Women's Union and the Paumai Naga Union also object to Uniform Civil Code, which India government is planning to implement in the country. The union says implementing Uniform Civil Code in Naga homeland is unacceptable. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you news on public meeting under Aikoi Pulasi campaign. So keep watching Impact News.
HSLC exam da 10 position tadna maths amasung higher maths da 100 fangna subject topper oiba ngamjaki pumna makasi sir again ITC gi founder na hotna birakpadagi ni amadi ITC gi oza mayamna
ITC coaching center da chalu tamdagi atai tuition mayamna pulap lepaga maslam matam pan muda pura lai awar pa lai gramina kayam chakida
sir again amasung well qualified oza sing gi guidance makada aina foundation yauzo hujaki study material pirakibaduna ingona kana bafangki test tobiki revision matam da su question ki bank amju pibi oza sing da nainabagi tanjazu fangali
ITC china ai chajibo atogi mati lai lai sugi maramda mateng pangbiraki.
Welcome to UNACO College Khongman, a co-educational college affiliated to Manipur University, offering BA, BAc courses, regular classes with continuous evaluation, high-end technology-aided teaching, transportation, hostel and paying guest facilities at nominal cost are available. Session begins on 31st July 2023. Registration and admission is continuing.
Avail free plastic surgery OPD consultation from 13 to 22nd July 2023 between 9 am to 2 pm including Sunday, and 15% concession on diagnostic and procedure charges in observation of National Plastic Surgery Day 15th July. For registration, please contact Caesar Hospitals.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. Kihom Media Enterprises organized a public meeting under Ikoi Punsilasi campaign at Lailam Thokpham Community Hall in Kangabok Mayai Laikai, Thoubal District yesterday. Social activist Thaunaujam Brinda and Sanalaibag daily editor Hemanta Kumar Ningombam were the resource persons. Speaking at the meet, Brinda said the violent clash in the state is not between two communities, rather it is a clash between narco-terrorists who threaten the integrity of Manipur and group of Meiteis who love their motherland. She stressed the need to identify who are with the narco-terrorists. She alleged that politicians, leaders, elite class, armed and poor people are involved and they are responsible for the current situations. Questioning the silence of centre and state governments, Brinda said Meitei community should stand firm and shows its strength even when the state is brought under president's rule. She said we should not fear the president's rule and the current state government itself is a reason for weakness of Meitei community. The Association of Meiteis in the Americas, AMA, organized peace demonstrations on July 9 in San Francisco, California and at Austin, Texas on June 25 to raise awareness about the ongoing violent conflict in Manipur. The demonstration aimed to advocate for immediate action to address the crisis and bring attention to the pressing issues involved. During the demonstrations, Manipuri women dressed in traditional Faneg attire held placards with messages such as "End the violence," "Save Manipur," "National security matters," "Protect the integrity of Manipur," "Ho Ima Manipur," "Nangumbi Laite Ima," and "Disarm for Peace." As a part of the peace demonstration, AMA members held a traditional Meitei ceremony to honor the fallen victims and express solidarity with those affected by the violence. Members and guests delivered impassioned speeches addressing the urgent need for immediate actions. Communist Party of India Manipur State Council says appointing Minister Letpao Haokip as the leader of cabinet subcommittee formed by government is similar to handing over the key to your home to a thief. A press release from CPI Manipur State Council says government constituted the subcommittee to conduct head count of illegal migrants in the state and to keep a check on the issue. The CPI also takes a sarcastic dig upon the inclusion of Minister T.H. Basantakumar and Minister Awangbo Newmai in the cabinet subcommittee. The constructions of temporary shelter for displaced people under the initiative of Chief Minister N. Birain is underway at 44 Yaithabi Lokol. For the first phase, 200 houses are under construction at 44 Yaithabi Lokol for Kakching and Thoubal districts. MS Variety Trades Company Thangal Bazar is the working agency of the project. Kakching MLA M. Rameshwar today inspected the construction site. Speaking on the sidelines, MLA Rameshwar said 200 houses are expected to be completed within 15 to 20 days. He said around 650 to 700 houses are required for Kakching and Thoubal district, and constructions will continue in phase-wise. Thoubal DC A. Subhas, Kakching DC Somorjit Salam, Kakching SP TH Vikramjit and Thoubal SP Sachidananda Soivam accompanied the MLA during the visit.
Manipur की हौजिक लेरिबा क्राइसिस सिदा यामना वादरबा रिलीफ कैम्प दा लेरिबा मयुम थादो मगा लाबा मयाम सिगी लेफम सिननबगी अथु मतमदा कोई प्रीफेक्टा युम मसी सारगा मसीदा मतिक चाबा वाटर सप्लाई अमदी मईगी स्कूल चटपदा खुदुम चाबा लोइना पिननबा लेरिबा रिलीफ कैम्प की प्रजासिदा अवाबा नंगनबा कोई सिनजबनी हाइरिबा मफम असिदा हौजिक नुमित 30 की मनुंगदा हाइरिबा मसीगी टेम्पररी कोई हाउसिंग कॉम्प्लेक्स असी लोसिननबा कोई कन्न होनरी.
Locals of Yumnam Patlo, Isika, Ising Thembi, Yumnam Kunau Sinam and Sanjen Lok in Imphal East urged the government to deploy state forces in their villages to protect them. Villagers had earlier demanded the government to deploy state security forces in these areas after miscreants set ablaze some portions of Kongba Maru Shrine. Locals along with Maira Paibi members today appealed to the government to deploy state forces instead of the BSF. They agitated along the road leading to Kongba Maru Shrine, condemning deployment of BSF in the village. Villagers also urged the government to remove all the bunkers from hilltops.
Anamba matamda kuki singna nongbai kaptharakna akhoi ji leibam sabang khangdre mafam sideida mamangdagi thoklai irang sideida akhoi na media gi thongda ngasi gi pali bilai ngakta akhoi mafam sideida state force thambiu haidana akhoi imai ben akhoi myam na haijarabani adu ngasi khanghaudana mafam sideida central force oina lakpaje akhoi imai ben akhoi myam na yam nungai jade mafam sideida akhoi state force oina thambiu ngahalikna akhoi leibam sabang khangdana chentok chinjin tawriba jaga sideida akhoi gi MLA na kari lairi haiba hangbidabase akhoi praja moina akhoi nungai jade Kongba Maru lafellen aduga Sanjen Lok praja singsina kamaina lau singu tawdoino mathak sidaida kuki singi bankar masing khangdana sajale masing khangdana nongmei kapchale masaida akhoi kamaina leidoino aduna ngasi gi pali belengakta akhoi imai ben akhoi mayamna appeal tawjari haiba kuki sajale ba bankar singje takthok piu takhai natragadi akhoi gi akhoi bidu tariba akhoi praja akhoi khuding makse tangdu leitana leiba haibudu oirore habise akhoi ngasi gi lengakta haijari.
Agricultural activities kick off at paddy fields located beyond Pubala High Canal in Bishnupur district with the arrival of security personnel in the area. Expressing happiness over the security arrangements, farmers in the area said the deployment of security is a positive sign even though it came late. Press release from Kairang Komidog Gram Panchayat clarifies that Hirom pilot of Hengang Panthoy Bilaikai has nothing to do with the incident of burning of a 407 truck on July 9 at railway track in Sagoltongba Sabal Laikai under Patsoy police stations. The press says Hirom pilot visited the site of incident as he is an acquaintance to the owner of the truck. Help continues to pour in for causalities of violence who are getting free treatment at Ras Medicity, Imphal. One Nambam Rajendra from Wangkai Tokpam Laikai and Managing Director of Singzu Technologies Private Limited, Imphal, Rakeshwar Ningthausam today donated 20,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees respectively to Ras Medicity. The money was handed over to Managing Director of Ras Medicity, Haubizam Razen, during a gathering held at the hospital conference hall. Haj Razan expressed happiness over the contributions of people in the treatment of those who sustained injuries in the ongoing conflict. Social Economics and Cultural Development Society Takilkhong Mayay Laikai Brahmapur Nahabam and HAJARIMAYUM Lairag Women Welfare Association Brahmapur Nahabam Imphal East jointly provided monetary aid to village volunteers of Laikinthabi, Awang Laikai and Kadangban village. We the Meitei Hozai Assam continues extending help to violent affected people in Manipur. We the Meitei Hozai gave monetary aid to displaced women and children from Kakching Kuno and Sugnu who are currently taking shelter at Numaligarh in Golaghat district of Assam. A release from Federation of Civil Society Folks Thoubal District appeals to those engaged in microfinance, private banks and chit funds at Thoubal District to refrain from collecting payment and interest from subscribers amidst the violence. Kaira Women Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited today conducted a training program to make detergent at relief camp in Urup OBC Girls Hostel. The training was conducted successfully under Manipur State Rural Livelihoods Mission. The inmates will start making detergents starting from tomorrow. Ibudhau Pakhangba Thogal Loop, Haurebi Apunba Loop and Haurebi Mairapai Loop met offerings at the sacred shrine of Ibudhau Pakhangba situated in Haurebi today. Attendees prayed for peace and safety of Meitei community in the state. A press note released by Secretary of COSEM CH Biren notifies that admission card for Higher Secondary Improvement Examination of Council of Higher Secondary Education Manipur COSEM will be issued from July 17. India Meteorological Department IMD predicts heavy rainfall in northeastern states, including Manipur, in the next 2 days. IMD says heavy rainfall is expected in sub-Himalayan West Bengal, Sikkim, Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Bihar. Heavy rainfall is also predicted in Uttarakhand in the coming 4 days. India Meteorological Department Regional Meteorological Center predicts moderate to heavy rainfall in Manipur in the next couple of days. Some areas of Tamenglong, Senapati, Imphal East, Kamjong, Jiribam, Bisnupur, Chandel and Churachandpur districts will receive rain accompanied with thunder and lightning today. While most places in Tamenglong, Ukhrul, Chandel, Churachandpur, Senapati, Kamjong, None, Bisnupur, Tengnopal and Fairjol district and some places of Kangpokpi, Imphal West, Imphal East, Thoubal and Kakching district will receive rain today. Tomorrow, most places in Tamenglong, Ukhrul, Chandel and Churachandpur district, Senapati, Kamjong, Bisnupur, Thoubal, Kakching, Tengnopal and Fairjol district and few places in Kangpokpi, Imphal West and Imphal East district will receive rain. As per a report from ICAR Agro-Meteorological Unit, Lamphel Manipur recorded a maximum temperature of 28.5 degrees centigrade and a minimum temperature of 23.2 degrees centigrade today. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Drone footages expose emerging bunkers and movements of heavily armed suspected Kuki militants at hilltops between Bisnupur and Churachandpur districts. All Manipur Nupi Marup demands Manipur government immediate revocation of FIR filed against 3 members of National Federation of Indian Women. And European Parliament condemns Manipur violence, initiates urgent debate today during its ongoing plenary session in Strasbourg ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Paris visit. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipur Bulletin. So have a great evening and stay safe.
Uripok Apunbalup, Mifamgi Paujel, Lakliba July Gitang Taragataruk Nongmajing Numit Nung Tagi Pung Ani Taba Matamda, Uripok Apunbalup Amadi Uripok Nupi Apunbalup na, Clubbed Mairapai